Pastor John Gray has just made a bold claim that Christians should never listen to AI-generated music. But things took an unexpected turn when Gino Jennings publicly scolded him, sparking a heated debate online. Today we're breaking down the full story, the clash of opinions, and the controversy that's dividing Christian leaders and music fans alike. You won't want to miss the details that everyone is talking about. In recent days, the Christian community has been buzzing over an unexpected controversy involving Pastor John Gray and the rise of AI-generated music. John Gray, known for his influence in modern ministry and his presence on social media, made headlines when he advised Christians to avoid listening to music created by artificial intelligence. His statement instantly sparked debate, but the story didn't stop there. Enter Gino Jennings, a well-known and outspoken pastor, who publicly scolded John Gray for his comments. The clash between these two influential figures has stirred strong opinions across the church community and online platforms, leaving many wondering, should Christians embrace modern technology in their music, or is there a spiritual risk at play? In this video, we'll break down every detail of this controversy. You'll get the full context of John Gray's warning, Gino Jennings' scolding, the reactions from supporters and critics, and the wider implications for Christian music and technology. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete picture of one of the most talked about debates in the church today. Stick around, because some of the revelations are truly shocking. The controversy began when Pastor John Gray made a public statement warning Christians against listening to AI-generated music. According to Gray, while technology can be useful, there are spiritual and moral risks associated with artificial intelligence in the context of worship and entertainment. He argued that music created by machines lacks the human soul, emotion, and spiritual depth that God-inspired music provides. Gray emphasized that Christians should seek music that uplifts the spirit, encourages faith, and glorifies God, not something generated by an algorithm. Gray's statement quickly gained traction online, sparking thousands of reactions. Many of his followers applauded him for raising awareness about the influence of technology on spiritual life. Supporters highlighted the importance of intentionality in worship and the need for believers to critically assess the content they consume, especially when it comes to music that plays a significant role in shaping faith and devotion. However, critics were quick to respond, questioning whether Gray's stance was overly cautious or even unrealistic. Some argued that technology, including AI, is a tool that can be used for good or bad, depending on intention. Could AI-generated gospel music, for example, help reach younger audiences or provide new ways to express faith? The debate was just beginning, and Gray's statement had unintentionally opened a larger conversation about technology, creativity, and spirituality in the modern church. Adding fuel to the fire, clips of Gray's comments circulated widely on social media, often accompanied by heated commentary. Followers debated whether his warning was rooted in genuine spiritual concern or an outdated approach to modern technology. Blogs, YouTube channels, and Twitter threads dissected his words, analyzing phrases like soulless music and spiritual risk. The discussion began to expand beyond Gray's own followers, drawing attention from tech enthusiasts, musicians, and other church leaders. Then came the twist that really escalated the situation. Gino Jennings, a well-known pastor recognized for his uncompromising views, publicly scolded Gray for his statement. Jennings' response was bold and pointed, challenging Gray's perspective and questioning his authority on the subject. The confrontation instantly went viral, creating a ripple effect across online platforms and drawing even more attention to the debate. So, what exactly did Jennings say, and why did it strike such a nerve with Gray and the broader Christian community? That's where the story gets even more intense. Just as the conversation around John Gray's warning about AI music was gaining momentum, Gino Jennings entered the scene, and things quickly escalated. Jennings, known for his fiery sermons and unapologetic style, didn't hold back. In a series of videos and social media posts, he openly criticized Gray, calling his stance misguided and questioning whether Christians should take such warnings so seriously. Jennings argued that technology, including AI, is merely a tool, and it's the intention and discernment of the listener that truly matters, not the method by which music is produced. The danger isn't AI itself. It's the heart of the person consuming the content. He argued that a Christian with strong spiritual grounding could listen to AI-generated music without being led astray, while someone weak in faith might struggle with spiritually harmful music, regardless of whether it was produced by a human or a machine. Essentially, Jennings reframed the debate from a technological issue to a matter of spiritual maturity and personal responsibility. The scolding quickly went viral. Clips of Jennings addressing Gray's warning circulated on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, sparking heated debates across multiple platforms. Fans of both pastors weighed in. Supporters of Jennings praised him for cutting through fear and hype, saying he offered a balanced, realistic perspective. Followers of Gray, on the other hand, defended his caution, arguing that Jennings was dismissing legitimate concerns about the potential spiritual risks of soulless machine-created content. Adding even more tension, some Christian musicians and producers began joining the conversation. Many expressed frustration, arguing that AI could actually be a tool for innovation, creativity, and spreading faith in ways traditional methods cannot. Others, however, sided with Gray, pointing out that worship music should come from the heart and the spirit, not a machine programmed to replicate emotions it doesn't truly feel. The debate spilled beyond social media into forums, blogs, and church discussions nationwide. People started questioning, should Christians embrace modern technology fully, or is there a line that shouldn't be crossed when it comes to worship and spiritual expression? Some commentators even suggested that this controversy could define how churches approach technology in the coming years, potentially influencing both music production and worship practices. And here's where the suspense deepens. Insiders have revealed that the disagreement between Gray and Jennings isn't just public posturing. Private exchanges between their teams suggest that there is a deeper philosophical clash at play, one that could have long-term implications for how Christian leaders guide their congregations on issues of technology, morality, and faith. What happens next in this clash could shock the Christian community and spark even more debates about faith, music, and the role of artificial intelligence in spiritual life. The clash between John Gray and Gino Jennings didn't just stay between the two pastors, it ignited a firestorm across the broader Christian community. Social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube exploded with heated discussions as churchgoers, worship leaders, and Christian music fans weighed in on the debate. Hashtags like #AI music debate, #John Gray, and #Gino Jennings began trending, highlighting just how deeply this issue resonated with believers and music enthusiasts alike. Many younger Christians expressed skepticism toward Gray's warning. They argued that technology, including AI, is not inherently evil. Instead, it's a tool that can be used to create innovative worship experiences, reach new audiences, and spread the gospel in ways that traditional methods cannot. Some even posted examples of AI-assisted music that had been produced to inspire faith, praise God, or convey scripture through songs that might never have existed otherwise. For these believers, Gray's statement seemed outdated, dismissing the possibilities of technology-enhanced spiritual expression. Meanwhile, a different faction of the community sided firmly with Gray, echoing concerns about spiritual authenticity. These voices emphasized that worship music should come from the heart, spirit, and human creativity, not a machine programmed to imitate emotion. For them, AI-generated music represents a slippery slope, a step toward artificial and potentially spiritually hollow experiences. Some Christian musicians publicly shared their personal worries, noting that AI could replicate melodies and lyrics, but could never truly capture the divine inspiration that comes from God. The clash also drew attention from tech enthusiasts within the Christian sphere. Some argued that this controversy is part of a larger cultural debate about the role of technology in everyday life, including in religious practices. AI, they claim, is a neutral tool. It can compose music, analyze trends, and even help spread messages of faith, but only if guided by human intention and discernment. This perspective added yet another layer to the discussion, showing that the controversy isn't just theological, it's also cultural, technological, and generational. Church leaders across the country began weighing in. Some issued statements cautioning their congregations, while others encouraged thoughtful engagement with technology rather than outright rejection. The division became apparent. Older, more traditional leaders often resonated with Gray's caution, while younger pastors and worship leaders leaned toward Jennings's perspective, advocating discernment rather than fear. And then there were the musicians themselves. Many Christian artists, both established and emerging, joined the conversation, sharing experiences of experimenting with AI in songwriting or production. Some admitted that while AI could accelerate creativity, they remained committed to ensuring that their music retained its spiritual integrity. Others were more cautious, echoing Gray's concern that relying too heavily on machines could dilute the authenticity of worship music. The controversy even spilled into online podcasts and YouTube debates, where church influencers dissected every word from Gray and Jennings, debating the theological, cultural, and ethical implications of AI in music. The discussion reached a boiling point when a few insiders hinted at possible future conflicts between pastors and worship teams who either embrace or reject AI technology in their ministries. As the John Gray and Gino Jennings controversy continues to unfold, many are beginning to ask, what could this mean for the future of the church and the Christian music industry? This debate is more than a clash of opinions. It has the potential to reshape how worship music is created, consumed, and understood in modern Christian communities. First, consider the impact on worship practices. Churches that heavily rely on contemporary music may now face questions from their congregations. Should we allow AI-generated music during services? Is it spiritually safe to incorporate songs created by machines into worship? Some pastors have already reported congregants expressing uncertainty, with younger members often advocating for innovation and older members siding with caution. This tension could force church leadership to make tough decisions about the music that shapes the spiritual experience of their communities. Second, the controversy could influence Christian musicians and producers. Many artists are experimenting with technology to enhance creativity, streamline production, and reach wider audiences. But with Gray's caution and Jennings's scolding in the spotlight, artists may feel pressure to defend their use of AI, potentially facing criticism from segments of the church. For some, this could mean abandoning or limiting the use of AI tools, while others may double down on their creative experimentation, believing that innovation and faith can coexist. Third, the debate is raising larger ethical and theological questions about technology's role in spiritual life. Is it just a tool, as Jennings claims, or does it carry inherent risks, as Gray warns? Can artificial intelligence ever truly capture the spiritual depth and inspiration that comes from God? Scholars, pastors, and theologians are beginning to weigh in, noting that this controversy could set precedents for how technology is evaluated in other areas of faith, from digital ministry to online sermons and virtual worship experiences. The clash has also highlighted generational differences within the church. Younger believers are generally more comfortable integrating technology into spiritual practice, seeing it as a way to enhance engagement, share the gospel, and create dynamic worship experiences. Older believers, however, often express concern that AI could dilute the authenticity of worship, emphasizing the importance of human emotion and divine inspiration. This generational divide may not be resolved quickly, and it could influence church culture for years to come. Finally, the public nature of this feud has made it a media event in its own right. Social media platforms, podcasts, and online debates have amplified the voices of both Gray and Jennings, turning what might have been a private disagreement into a national conversation. Some insiders even suggest that this could influence future Christian conferences, award shows, and music releases, as leaders and artists consider how their choices will be perceived in light of this controversy.